Hi, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're all having a wonderful day with your families. And I just thought it would be fun to come on and talk a little bit. Wish you all a happy Thanksgiving and share a little bit of kind of what I've been seeing, what I've been watching lately, and just what's going on. It's very exciting because I'm actually going to be in New York next week, which is going to be fun. We're going on a special family trip. All of the girls, a bunch of my cousins, my aunts, were going down to like pay tribute to my grandma. It was a big trip that my mom and the other daughters-in-law had taken with my grandma. And so it's a sort of in memory of that. It's 30 years since that trip. Plus, I took a very memorable trip with her what was it, 2000, with her and my cousin. So it's just going to be very nostalgic and really fun. And I'm going to get to see at least 4 shows when I'm out there, which I'm so excited about. And this is my first time ever reviewing Broadway shows as like an actual theater critic, which is just so cool that I can even say those words. But we I'll be seeing at least the Rockette Spectacular. That's just as a patron, not as a critic. I'm going to be seeing the Elf the musical revival, which I'm thrilled that they are letting me review that. And then I am seeing What a Wonderful World, the new Louis Armstrong not documentary show, and so that's gonna be super fun to review. And then I am seeing Drag the musical, so that should be fun. So those 4 for sure. I'm going to try to squeak in Death Becomes Her. So we'll see if that works, but it's kind of crazy to try to do a trip the week after Thanksgiving. When I first planned it, I agreed to go. I didn't realize that Thanksgiving was so late in November, because I it's crazy because there's 8 new Hallmark movies just this weekend alone, and so trying to figure that out and coordinate it all, it's a little crazy, but I have faith everything will work out and it's going to be good. And we'll just do the best we can. That's what we'll do. So I'm trying to get as much recorded and things like that before. So this weekend is kind of crazy as well for me, but also exciting. So that's what's going on next week. I have the chat room is open, and also the super chat if you feel so inclined. And I would be very grateful. But let's dive in. Let's talk about what's going on. So let's talk about the movies first. So I saw Wicked, and I did do a live stream review, and I thought that was kind of an interesting thing to do. I don't know, it'll be about 8 minutes, but it was just kind of talking about my thoughts and experiences and everything with it. And it seemed to get a pretty good response. So, but yeah, let me know what you think about that. And if you think you'd like more of that style of review, I'd be very curious to know what you think. I got hiccups all of a sudden. uh, but but yeah, so I saw Wicked. I ended up seeing it twice. I really enjoyed it. I loved the music. I really liked the choreography and the dancing and the story. I mean, I don't think it needed to be 2 movies, but it certainly wasn't a deal breaker or anything like that. Like, they did a pretty good job. And it definitely ended on like a very satisfying note with Defying Gravity. It's just going to be interesting to see what that second movie is going to be. So I did really, really enjoy it. And so I saw it twice. Another movie that I saw during this time, I saw the movie Flow, and this is an animated film, and I actually got a chance to interview Gintz Zilbalotis, the director and animator. So that's going to be on the channel next week. And so that was super cool to get to talk with him and about his inspiration, because I really liked his film Away as well. This one, it's very just kind of following these animals. It's like an incredible journey type thing, but animated. There's not like a ton of plot, but it's beautiful, and I liked the way that it felt very lush and very like visceral, but like it didn't feel realistic. Like it still had an artistic style to it, which I appreciated. So yeah, that was I think pretty good. Then I saw Gladiator 2, and I am somebody who just, I mean, I liked the first Gladiator, but it's not like a favorite. I've seen it, I think, one time, and it, was like, that's fun. But, it's a decent movie, but it's just not my thing. So it seems like people like me are enjoying Gladiator 2 more than like the people who like love the original. It's one of their favorite movies, which, it's a good movie, so I get it. But I don't know, that's just the vibe that I'm getting, is that the people that really love that first one aren't liking the second one as much, but the people that just think it's like a solid, decent film also think this is a solid, decent film. Like there's definitely some over the top moments, like with the sharks and the monkeys at the one scene is bad. And it's a little long, especially the startup is pretty slow, but I liked the characters and the spectacle of it. And so overall, I left feeling entertained by it. I mean, there's definitely a lot of like winks to the original and nods to the original. So, that there's that. But if you're looking for a pretty entertaining spectacle blockbuster movie, then this is one. And we haven't had many of those this year, so I would take advantage of it when you have the chance. So then I saw Nickel Boys, and this is interesting. You'll see my reaction on the channel. But I actually left after about 20 minutes of this because I admire the creativity, I admire the uniqueness, but I could not handle. It was so shaky and bumpy and moving, and this thing's long, 2 hours and 20 minutes. I was like, I can't do it. I cannot deal with this long. I really felt like I was going to puke. So, if that doesn't bother you and you're not, it's done from a first person perspective. So it's like, it just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So yeah, it's the first time I've walked out of a movie as a critic in a long, long, long time. And it's not because I was offended. It's just because I just couldn't. And I was so busy that day that I just did not have time to like waste on something like this. So not for me. That's for sure. So, okay, let's see here. Then I saw the pro shot of Kiss Me Kate. This is from the West End production. It's this director, Bertlet Shear, and it has Adrian Dunbar and Stephanie Block. And I was totally underwhelmed by this pro shot. I have no idea why they thought this was like worthy of this kind of treatment. I really don't. I mean, they had no chemistry. I thought this Adrian Dunbar was really bad. I'm sorry, but I don't think he was a good singer. He didn't have like the swagger and the charisma that you need to pull off this role. And it didn't even have like great dance numbers. It was just very pedestrian. I've seen local productions, saw one last year that was better than what we saw in this. Stephanie Block, I liked her, especially in I Hate Men, but it just was very underwhelming. I watched it thinking, why? Why did they think that this is the one show on the West End that needed to be like preserved and given an international cinema rollout? I have no idea. Very weird. Then I saw The Merry Gentleman, and this is a lot of fun. It's cheesy and save the bar kind of story. She comes back from the city. A lot of those elements that we've seen a million times, but it being this gentleman's review for Christmas that they're putting on Chad Michael Murray, who usually phones it in this movie, but it seemed like he was having a little bit of fun. So I thought it had an energy and a charm to it that was entertaining. So I liked it. Then I saw Spellbound, and this is the new animated film from Skydance Animation. And this thing was so underwhelming. Like, I was really excited because Alan Menken, the animation looked pretty good, but it was just so bland. Really, the only thing like interesting that the movie does is the ending with the divorce, which has caused some conflict among people. Some people upset about that. And I didn't really have a problem with them depicting divorce because it's like an important, I don't think it's normalizing it to have kids have divorce in as it this happens, like, and they need to be able to deal with it. I don't think like Mrs. Doubtfire was normalizing divorce. I don't think that, I mean, it's just giving kids some tools, but that was really the only interesting thing or the only risk or the only, and in this world where you have animation studios really challenging themselves, challenging the industry, challenging the medium, something like a last to Puss in Boots: The Last Wish that really pushed and wasn't just satisfied to make a generic sequel like they could have. They pushed themselves to making something special, and there's just so many other examples of films and these that are really pushing the industry and doing something bold, and so this just wasn't. This was just so bland and generic, and just it didn't have any magic for me. Then I saw Moana 2, and you've read my review. This was very underwhelming. I'm sorry, but like Spellbound, I mean, this just is nothing that was like exciting or interesting. It was mostly just a repeat of the first film, and then like the new choices were just strange. Like, why did they decide to make this island that she's on like have no interactions? And it was like it was Themyscira. It was so weird. Like, what? I thought this was supposed to be, even though it's a fake island, it's supposed to be Polynesia, right? And there's like 1,000 islands in Polynesia, like some more isolated than others. But this idea that they were like they've never seen other humans before, like that just seems kind of crazy to me and a weird way to go with this story. And so like the things that they did that were different were just strange to me, and the things that they did that were the same, and so it was just underwhelming. Yeah, so too bad. Then I saw Y2K, and the other people that I was with really did not like this. They thought it was really bad, not funny. The horror didn't do it for them. I was a little more charmed by it. I still don't know if I'd recommend it. It's like a 2.5 star for me. I just didn't think it was like unwatchable like they seem to think. But like, it's interesting because the beginning, when it starts out, is just sort of this teenage party movie. I was kind of enjoying it, and I think that if it had just been like I Can't Hardly Wait or 16 Candles, I think that it could have had more sort of going for it than it becoming this horror sci-fi comedy thing, because it did feel very repetitive, and there's tons of nostalgia, and some of that worked for me because I graduated high school in '99, so I was like the age that they are having all the nostalgia for in this movie. This movie was like made for me. And in general, I liked the cast. I thought they had nice chemistry together, and it had some laughs, it had some moments, but it just, unfortunately, it also had a lot of cringe, a lot of not funny moments, and it did feel sort of repetitive and long, and so it didn't work. But I didn't think it was like a total nightmare like other people seem to do. But then I saw Our Little Secret. This is from Netflix, and this stars Lindsay Lohan and Ian Harding and Kristen Chenoweth. And I actually thought it was pretty funny, and I really liked the cast. I think the cast is doing a ton of heavy lifting in this. You have people like Tim Meadows and Jake Brennan and people like that are Chris Parnell, that are doing some real heavy lifting in this movie, especially Kristen Chenoweth. But the problem is that I did not think that the romance was very well done. I didn't think that they even really liked each other very much, and they spent all the movie with other people and not enough time with each other, so it makes the ending feel like, what? I don't even think that you're in love. I don't know. So that was a problem, but like it was watchable. The like for the comedy part of it, it was pretty entertaining and well done. The banter between the different characters and stuff like that. But as far as the romance, I'd say it failed, the romance. But so I guess it depends on what you're looking for as far as that one goes. So, okay, let's talk about the theater that I saw since the last update. So I saw Cats, the musical. This is at Kensington Theater, and I had never seen Cats before. So this was exciting for me. It was kind of a bucket list to something I've heard about my whole life, but I never seen. And so I got to see it. This was a great production as far as the talent and the I loved. They had this really cool set piece with this wall that they could climb up on top of, and had like a platform, and so they could be up there performing, and then they could fall down into this like pit. And I thought that whole dynamic was really clever and very good. The only thing that was maybe a little disappointing is that they kind of underplayed Memory, which I was expecting that to be like a big diva moment, but it kind of came and went without much to do about it. So that was a little disappointing. Then I saw Heathers the Musical, and this is another one that I wanted to see. I'd seen the pro shot. This was at the Alliance Theater, put on by Mad King Productions. This was amazing. This is a black box, but everybody was so good. I mean, you never could believe you get this quality of performances in this tiny little black box in a strip mall in Salt Lake City. Unbelievable. Really. The costumes were all great. It's very cynical show. It's very like, but I really liked the leads. The guy, I think is JT, I think is his name. Anyway, the lead guy was very good. He started out being like kind of having this cool James Dean-ish kind of swagger, and by the end he's getting like increasingly more scary and more like a serial killer psychopath vibe. So this was absolutely excellent. I loved it. Then I saw, let's see here. I've been doing more. Okay, I saw Christmas Carol at Centerpoint Legacy, and this is just like an incredible community theater. I mean, the productions are so well done, including this. The whole set of creating Dickensian England, and the different ghosts and all of that, all very, very good. All the talent, incredible. I'm just not that crazy about this musical. I feel like Alan Menken really kind of took Beauty and the Beast and was like, let's put a Christmas skin over this and I'll sell it as a whole new musical. There's even a song about home. There's a song that's very Be Our Guest-esque, with where they randomly have like a kick line and toy soldiers and or toys, and I don't know, it's kind of bizarre thrown in there, this sort of traditional Christmas glitter and traditional Christmas songs. It feels out as very similar to Be Our Guest. And then there's also a scene at the beginning where they're going through the town and everybody's commenting, very similar to the bell opening number in Beauty and the Beast. So it just feels like he took the paycheck on this one. So I don't love the musical, but they were great in it. Let's see. Then I saw Beauty and the Beast. Speaking of Beauty and the Beast, I saw Beauty and the Beast at Hill Center Theater. This is in Sandy, and they have this incredible stage, this moving large spectacle stage. And really, I think that Disney productions are the best thing for Hale to do. It really fits in their brand. And so much of community theater is about matching production with matching the show with the production. So much of community theater is about matching the show with the production. And this is a great show for this venue. And I just loved it. All, of course, all the talent, all of the incredible set pieces. I love the show. I have a huge nostalgia for it. Gaston was great. Lumiere was incredible. And I have never seen this in a production of Beauty and the Beast. They had actual flames in Lumiere's candles. That was amazing. I have never seen that. And there are little things that I could critique, and I will when I read up my review. Like there was one of the set pieces with the one of the stages that had a railing around it, and so when that came up, if you were in the eye line, you couldn't see anything. There was a whole scene where I literally could not see a single thing that was happening. And it's not like it was moving around so then I could see it was. And so, there were some problems like that with eye line and with the stage. But still, for the most part, I really, really enjoyed it. And if you're in Utah, I think it's one of the best things that Hale's done since Singing in the Rain, in my opinion. So I highly recommend it. And that is it. So I'm going actually to see Christmas Carol twice this weekend. I'm going to see it at Parker Theater, and I'm actually seeing it at Hale Center Theater this weekend. So I'll have a review up for 3 different versions of Christmas Carol this weekend. So that should be fun. And like I said, next week I am going to see at least the Rockette Spectacular. And then I'm going to see Elf the musical, What a Wonderful World, and the drag musical. But I think I'm going to try to see Death Becomes Her as well. We got a comment. Hello, happy Thanksgiving. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. It's Thanksgiving. So, and I'm excited. I'm going over to a friend's house. They've had me over there before. And it's super nice. And they gave me the very hard job of buying the pecan pie. Because pecan pies, I feel like, is one of those pies that I don't think there's that big a difference between store-bought and homemade. I really don't. And I am not good with pastry crust. I just am not. And so my friend Marie Callender's makes the pecan pie. So it'll be fun to go and have some Thanksgiving food. And I hope that all of you are having that. We're going to record tomorrow the Onstage Blog Theater podcast. We're going to be recording about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and the Broadway performances. So I was just finishing up watching that, and that was a lot of fun. I always look forward to that every year because there's only a couple times in the year that you get to see these Broadway productions on television. And the Tony Awards and the Thanksgiving Day Parade are 2 of the big ones. So that was fun. It was raining, so that made it hard for the performers, but they did a great job with it. So that was fun. So look forward to that this upcoming week, to see that podcast about the parade. But yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff going on at over at Hallmarkies Podcast. Today is a special Thanksgiving episode. We have the best Christmas movies for dudes with my friend Sean Chandler is on there. So if you're a fan of his, if you're a fan of Christmas movies, check it out. I think you'd like that episode. It's very enjoyable. Let's see here. I'm doing good. I just watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, and I saw the Gabby's Dollhouse balloon. It was good, and it helped me prepare to see Gabby Dollhouse the movie. Cool. Yeah, there's some really great balloons this year that I enjoyed very much. And all the performances, I was impressed with just the variety. They had a little bit of everything. They had everything, obviously Broadway, but they had hip hop, they had country, they had R&B. It just seemed like they had a little bit of all different kinds of music, which makes it more entertaining when you have some variety. So I liked that. Of course, they have the marching bands as well. So that is, I think, everything that I have to report on. Let me know what you've been watching, either stage or screen, the last couple weeks. I would love to hear your thoughts on all of these different movies. And if you've seen productions of Beauty and the Beast or A Christmas Carol, the Alan Menken one, other things that I saw, I would love to hear your thoughts and what you think of them. And that would be great. And I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. And we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.